Welcome to episode 9, and we're going to cover today PTing to online coaching. The differences, we feel like you benefit more on online coaching, but also sometimes maybe what you do miss out on, why one-to-one sessions can be good too. So we've all done one-to-one PT sessions in the past, and I think it'd be a good basis to touch upon first. Sam, obviously we've got you new on the podcast, touching a little bit about your background properly on this one, where you got started with fitness and everything else, and how you went into PTing.
Yeah, so when we met, I was group PTing, so I just come off the back of my degree, got a job PTing, so I'm group PT at Women's Old Gym. It's great, and then I've got my own personal clients. I'd been, obviously when I met you, you were online coaching. I quite fancied it, but I wasn't sure whether to go into it. Maybe a little bit of confidence in myself going into online, getting myself on the camera.
A year ago, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first night that I met you, we were like going on, I was starting the exercise live.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, I was a little bit, it took me a while, but I've been putting off for a while, but I'm so glad that I kind of jumped into it. And then you've obviously been guiding me through the first couple of months, and it's been a great experience. First 8 weeks of starting it.
So it's very new.
It's very new, yeah.
Which will be good because we can kind of talk about when we first started as well, in that transitional period. How long was it that you PT'd for yourself, like,
About 5 years.
before going on to online?
Yeah. So, yeah, about 5 years. And then with me, I was like forced online in a way because of COVID.
Yeah.
So obviously, gym shut down. And then the clients I did have, a lot of them stopped because obviously a lot of people's income stopped. So I did obviously lose a lot of clients, but then the ones that did stay with me, like I obviously built my client base up to quite a good amount anyway. And then I'd say probably half of them stayed online, which was good.
That's really
obviously I was new to it as well. So it was obviously very cheap as well because a lot of people was on furlough and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was I was charging like very
cheap. Come on with it.
it's a lot different to what I charge now, put it out. So yeah, I had like half of them, and I was very new to it. So I still did like training plans, diet plans whilst I was PTing. So it wasn't very different in that regard. It was just the whole, because obviously you're not seeing them in person. I would like catch up with my clients, and obviously when you're PTing, you catch up with them, track the progress that way. But so the whole kind of check-ins, what we call it now, I had to kind of adapt to that side of things.
Okay.
Because I did a lot of them in person, like all of them in person. So yeah, that was slightly different. But yeah, so from COVID, I kept a decent amount, obviously not loads. And then gradually started with the social media, a lot more on the Instagram. Obviously we were both with Limitless, weren't we? So they massively helped. Just the advertising, promotion, all that sort of stuff, talking on camera, everything. So I started that in lockdown. Client base built up pretty rapidly. And then I was in a position where I didn't really need to go back. So it was one of them, like, go back to the gym, pay rent, and or stay online, no rent, when I want. So it was one of them. So I literally took the plunge, like left Pure Gym completely. And then from that, it's just fucking been great. So best decision I
How long have you been doing online coaching for?
Since whenever we came out of lockdown. It's a near like,
Years ago now.
is it 3 years?
Yeah, it's 3.5.
It was like
Yeah,
multiple people, wasn't it, that we went
Yeah.
to lockdown?
Yeah.
Whatever. So a long time.
Yeah.
So you said the transitional period to going online. So, I've done PT sessions myself. Never really was full-time as a PT at any point. A lot of the time, my college, I taught back in college the first year. So obviously when I was in second year, I did that whole gym programming as a PT, teaching them how to be a PT. I give loads of like one-to-one sessions for free. I lived in the gym in college, and I did love that. When I started my online coaching, I was doing one-to-ones at the same time. I think I kind of still enjoyed the one-to-one side in a way because you do get that, seeing them in person, but even the clients that I was doing that with were just like the online side of things so much more beneficial with what you get because they've got you at all times and you can help and guide them around so much more than that 1 hour. Like I absolutely love it. I'd love to train every single client one-to-one as a one-off each month or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just find that the online side of things, when you really developed it, you know, especially working with Limitless and they showed you like things that you can put in place and you learn from like other coaches, you know, especially when we went that event, when we first met. Like you just hear other people's ideas and how much you can actually provide in one service. There's just so much more to give, isn't there, than what you can give someone in an hour.
100%. It's that accountability outside the gym. That's the first thing that I've noticed since doing online coaching. Like I say, I'm still doing my group PTing and I've got a couple of clients in person, but I think the main thing is that accountability outside the gym. It's the hardest thing I've probably found personally, is the actual coaching online side because I'm used to showing them the form in person. So going from that to not being able to see their form, but then as Tom said when he was helping me set up, he said like massive push on like video feedback, which I think so good.
Yeah.
I think you get that you're getting as much benefit in person PTing as online with those video feedbacks because you're able to
even more so with the video feedback because you can touch bases upon it again. Like, you know, when you provide feedback, like if someone's struggling, you can go, well, just refer to what we talked about last time. These are the points that we touched upon. And then you can video yourself again, and you can even compare, like, obviously, you got the coach's view.
Yeah.
When you video yourself once and you video yourself again, you can see that comparison. Like, a one-to-one PT session is fantastic. Yeah, someone's pushing you to your limits. But after that, how much are you going to remember? Because you just purely focus on your call.
You can watch it at home. You can watch the videos of us doing it as coaches, but also themselves doing it and comparing it.
A very big thing especially the difference, like when you said the training, obviously you're not seeing them in person. So when I sign someone up, I'll do them a full welcome video. So a big video over everything, the diet. I'll walk them through everything in the diet plan, all the training, how I want them to train, show them all the apps and all that stuff. But then just set your standards of how you coach as well. And like when someone signs up with me, I'm very big on, I want to see how you're training. Like send me form videos, your first week, second week. So, you know, from the get go that you're training right, because if you're progressing the weights and your form's shit, you're not going to make progress. So if you're like bang on them like straight away, like you need to send me form videos. And then if they're like, oh, I don't like sending videos in the gym, I feel uncomfortable, like just prop your phone up on a drink. That's what I say. No one's going to see it anyway. No one cares.
It is hard to understand the uncomfortable side of things. And I've had loads of clients over the years, you know, that.
Yeah. You can understand it.
Myself, it's a busy gym.
Yeah.
For people like that, like when you do come across people like that, I say go at a quiet time or just go at the weekend just as a one-off. Film me a little bit of exercises, go with a friend, and that way I can at least see the style. Even if it's not your session, just go at a weekend with a friend, take someone with you, film a load of different movements, and then I've got an understanding behind how you are training. I like to see the one during the session because that really showcases not just the form, but how hard they're really trying. Like you see someone doing a video, and that's a big thing that I found with online. You set them 10 to 12 reps. They've done 12 reps, and you're like, you had so much more left in you.
100%, yeah.
Like that is where you, as a coach, definitely you have to like push them though.
I've had clients like who've been with me months, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm not seeing." Like this one guy in particular was like, "Oh, my legs don't seem to be growing." He's never sent me a form video. I was like, "You need to send me form videos, mate. Like, send me form videos." Shocking. Like, there's no depth. No, like his form was bad. And I was like, this is why I've been nagging at you for ages to send me form videos, and now you've wasted all that time. If you had sent me them from the get-go, your progress would have been a lot better. So we're not saying it because we want to make them feel uncomfortable. We're saying it to help them progress.
Be the best possible coach.
Exactly.
To give that time to them. Like I like to give clients as much time as possible. You provide them the opportunity. If they're not giving you that part, and that's a big one you do have to do with I find with the online coaching, there's got to be a give and take. And we've helped you set this. I've helped you set the system up in place. You've got the coaching library. We've got guidance videos. This. at the end of the day, I have had clients that sometimes, even with all of that, they just don't do it, do they? Like you said, like
That's why you said set standards from the get go. You've got to be fairly strict. Again, like with check-ins, if someone's saying, "How's your training?" Good. Have you stuck to your plan?
Yeah.
No. Like, give some fucking context.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we can only do so much. If you're giving us very limited of how your week's been,
Yeah.
like what are they expecting? Like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, literally.
Need more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the check because the checking video that you showed me is really good. I think even just sending them a video back, it's so personal. I love that.
It's the personal side, and that's where I think you develop more of a relationship as well than the one-to-one, because you can help with so much more. Like for me, I have conversations with people about the work, what's going on at home. Like I've done financial chats with people. I'm not a finance expert, but I've become very good with my money over the past few years, so I can give that guidance and show people how to save money. I feel like that's where online coaching gives people that opportunity, because as a one-to-one PT session with someone in the gym, there's conversations they won't have with you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you will build that relationship, but there's certain things that won't be said in the gym that person might be really struggling with away from the gym. That if they've got you as a one support, eventually they feel comfortable enough. Like I got really emotional over some of the conversations I've had with people. You find out about them.
Yeah, that I think that's another thing. Like with online coaching, you're going in depth with everything, not just training. You'll see them for an hour, you'll smash a session out, and you probably won't speak to them for the rest of the week. Like, there's a massive difference.
Yeah.
You can have the best session in an hour, but what you do outside of that,
the nutrition, I'm big into my nutrition, so I think one thing that I've noticed with the online coaching, again different to the in-person PTing, is like being able to offer a little bit more accountability with the nutrition.
Definitely.
Especially on the check-in videos. So the check-in form that they fill out, a few of the questions are to do with nutrition. So that
what you're eating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you giving them like a set plan, or are you doing like just calories, macros?
I give them a set plan, but I say to them, I let them have some flexibility if they want to swap out certain foods. Obviously they're welcome to. Yeah.
What foods, or
I tell them what foods and the amounts. But then again, if they want to change it, give us a shout. You know, if it's certain carb sources you want to change, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've got a recipe guide as well, which I say, get onto that if you want to swap out a couple of meals or.
Yeah.
What have you found with the clients that you work with so far has been some of the biggest challenges compared to PTing?
Have you had any clients go from your PT to your online coaching?
Not yet. No. But that's something like I say, I do the group PTing.
Yeah.
So I'm under somebody with that. The two clients that I do have, I've got one of them on my app, but because I see him like 2 or 3 times a week, he's not necessarily as active on the app, maybe as what the online clients are.
Yeah.
But that's because they're fully online and they're able to. It's like the input in the weights and stuff.
Yeah.
Biggest challenge I probably find is probably the accountability around the weekend. Making sure certain clients, that I can offer that accountability over the weekend. But we've had chats and I've given my best advice about making sure that if you're going to have a social event, that you're getting straight back on it, like we said in the earlier podcast.
When you're very new to that side of things, is an understanding, and when you're working with someone, habits take time to change.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's just something that I do reinforce with people. Like, okay, you might have slipped up here and there, but how much better are you already than when we started?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's less slip.
Marginal gains, isn't it? Marginal.
If you can keep them dialed in on that, that's a big area. Like, if we can continue to improve. You used to go out 3 times a week, you're now going out once a week. That's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
And that's the change that is gradual on online coaching, and something that I do make sure that I reinforce in my check-ins is take note of when someone's first started, if you've got that detail of who they were as a person, where they are now, and then you can build that roadmap for them, can't you?
What day do you normally do your check-ins with your online guys?
So I normally get them to do it on a Saturday morning, and then try and get it back to them, either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Monday morning or Sunday afternoon.
Good time to get it back, I find.
Yeah.
Starts the week nicely for people as well.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of mine on Saturday, and then now I do them on. My main check-in days are Thursday now, just based off
what works well
for me.
See,
Yeah. But yeah, when I did used to do it on Saturday, it was quite good because everyone used to have their off-plan meal. So they'd do the full week, check in on Saturday morning, have the cheap meal on
after the
Saturday night. Yeah. So everyone used to quite enjoy that, to be fair. But yeah, it's good. And again, like the check-in feedback you do, what do you get it back on the same day, did you say?
Normally the day after, so if I do it
Okay.
on a Saturday, I'll do it
So
on
everyone
the day.
checks it on Saturday and then you just bang it.
Yeah. I'll just give them a reminder if they haven't filled it out by Saturday. Just say, look, reminder, just try
Do you
and
give
fill it
them
out.
do you give them warnings if they don't?
Yeah. It's a bit. That's the thing. It's like you say, probably it's learning to set the standard from the start about, look, get it in.
If
Saturday
on
morning.
my app, on my app, the app I use, you can give them a reminder. So on Thursday morning,
yeah,
they get a notification like check in. So it's good in that way.
I text sometimes. Even then, some people don't check in.
Yeah.
If it gets to a point where people just aren't checking in, I'll just write. There's no point you doing it. Like, I don't want your money to just.
What's the point?
Yeah, so
yeah, that is a standard that you have to have with some
yeah.
people.
Otherwise, the enjoyment for you will go because if you've got a client that are just fucking about, not bothered, like you can take the money, but what are you really benefiting from it?
They've got to give you something back as well. Yeah.
Well, that's the point you're doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some explanation of someone.
Yeah.
So you work with people for what, 8 weeks now?
8 weeks they're getting to. Yeah, there's 2 clients. One's up to 8. One's up. The other's up to 7.
What's that transformation period compared to when you've done maybe 8 weeks with a one-to-one person?
I'd probably say probably better, like definitely better, 100%. Because again, like I say, it's the nutrition side. It's getting them covered, and we track the weights daily, take an average at the end of the week, and then able to compare that. So I think having that accountability with also the weight tracking is what you don't get.
Data, right?
You collect a lot more data. Yeah.
So with your PT clients, did you say you give them nutrition?
I've given like an example meal plans, but not like the group. Like I say, the group classes.
Yeah, group classes obviously a lot.
There's too many clients to do that with. We just give them, but one-to-one PTs probably like I've started to since I've done the online coaching. To be honest with you, because I've realised that actually
you can give.
how much more I can give. Yeah, that offer like they're coming in 2 or 3 times a week, but really, as you say, the nutrition side is generally
when I used to PT. So I used to obviously I have the sessions with them, however many they wanted. I used to give them a diet plan, the training plan on the app that I still use now. So they'll have their sessions on there. When I used to PT them, I'd just go through their session. I'll give them just a random session. It's all about progressive overload.
Yeah.
But the sessions they were with me were normally the days that they were their hardest one, like legs or where they need to spot the most or whatever. And then I'd basically log their day with me. So that's how I used to do the PT, and then obviously they used to update the check-in on their session or whatever. But a lot of the PTs who I used to work with literally just did a session.
Yeah.
Most PT do, don't they?
I think with PT, it's in my looking back now, it's mainly for people who really struggle with gym confidence.
Yeah.
Have not got a clue what they're doing in the gym, how to use the equipment.
Yeah.
I think once you've got that, once you know what you're doing, like within a gym setting, having a session is going to obviously be good because you're with someone they're pushing you, but you're going to get to a point where you can kind of do it yourself in a way. Like, do you need someone
help that you need? Really, at that point.
But people say, "Oh, I need someone pushing me all the time." Like, if you need someone pushing you every single time you go to the gym, then something's not right. You need to be able to motivate yourself to a certain degree.
100%. I agree.
I kind of do agree with that, what you said, because I've got a client who joined me, still with me now, it's been nearly 2 years, and he came to my house for one-to-one PT sessions. That's why I was holding them with the gym equipment, because never been to the gym in his life.
Yeah.
He really didn't understand how to move in the right way or anything. And I said to him, well, if we just stick a couple of months, a month or two, come 2-3 times a week, we'll go through everything, all movements, and just cover the basis of how to move properly, then you'll be ready to go into the gym. He said it's the best thing he's done because that helped him understand how to move.
Yeah.
He then knew how to move, so I was like, right, well, we'll stop there. You know what you're doing, go and join the gym now, and you can go and progress properly. But he stayed with me on the coaching side of things because we kept him accountable to his food. We kept the progressive overload going, I've still done them, to be fair, I've gone and seen them on one-to-ones there and there because
Yeah,
it's nice
yeah.
to see clients.
Yeah.
But he didn't need that after that point. I think, like you say, the very beginners, maybe you've never been in the gym and you really struggle with moving with a dumbbell or how to do it. Yeah, PT one-to-one, maybe a good option
Yeah.
for two. But after that, you're not really gaining an awful lot more besides someone going, I get another rep.
Heavy, yeah.
You know, like,
They
give
go
me
for
that
that.
kick on
Yeah.
the backside.
But a lot of PTs don't wouldn't even do that. They just fucking stand there and count your reps.
Yeah,
a lot of
it
PTs.
push that way. Yeah.
But even if you didn't have a lot of gym confidence, like with clients now, like I still get clients, new starters, who will say, "Oh, can I come and do a session with you?" Like just
Yeah,
like the
just
first
get it.
session, and I'll be like, "Right, well, I train at a certain time. I can't go and meet everyone. It's not something I offer now."
Right, yeah, around the UK.
Yeah, literally. But so I will say, I'll give them the plan. I make it very basic, like just the standard
Yeah.
movements, whatever. And I'll say, if you're going into like a normal gym, go and ask someone for an induction. Walk them through your plan, like show them what's on your plan, show them how to do each exercise. They'll do that. They'll have the session with whoever it is. They know what they're doing, and then they can then progress from that. Like
I saw a lot of people like that on machines, really. A lot of machine-based movement.
yeah, I still do like to throw in like the dumbbells and stuff, and obviously not like a big bench press or something like that. But yeah, that's what I would normally do. If someone's really like never been in the gym before and they're petrified, I'd say, right, just book onto an induction, get a feel for the place, show them your plan that I've set for you, so you know what you're doing. So once you've gone through it all, you know how to do each movement. When you go, you just literally follow your plan, do them exercises, do the reps, you're done. Like,
Exactly.
I actually think going online as well, they're being educated about the structure, how to structure a session correctly, which I like the feedback that I've got off clients. Obviously, because I'm learning, I'm checking in with them as well. How you find the program? They're like, one thing I love is being. So yeah, one thing I'm loving is being able to go into the gym and know exactly what the clients that I've got are people that have been to the gym in the past but never know what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know, when they've got gym or never had that structure, so they know how to structure. And then
it's funny you should say that. When I did my photo shoot the other week with the clients, we all got there and I was like, right, everyone needs to go and pump up. So just go and just like smash it out, just get a good like upper body pump. And it was like, it's weird because I've not got my plan to know what to do it. I need someone to follow. Like that's another thing, like just having structure within your sessions as well, like around the PT sessions. Like if they're just going in and doing whatever, nothing structured, you're not progressively getting stronger. It's just tracking everything, and there's a lot more data.
Yeah.
A lot held accountable, a lot more.
So obviously you just transitioned. What do you offer in your PT session?
Yeah, I still give them a program, but it's obviously they come in 2 times a week. So I'll still give them a program. We offer obviously warm up, making sure that they're hitting the compound lifts, isolations. We're doing the exact same as what you're doing online, pretty much like the structure of the session. Yeah.
Okay, what do you offer online?
So meal plan, like more of a nutrition plan, a little bit more. We're tracking weights. We track weights anyway. I'm tracking like body weight.
Yeah.
Obviously check midweek check-ins. There is a lot.
Weekly check-in.
Weekly check-in forms. Yeah. Accountability. There's just a little bit more.
Videos.
Yeah. I was going to say, touch on that actually. The educational tools have been like one thing that you showed me with your app, which I thought that's unreal. Like is the amount of the videos, which I think that's something again, touching upon, like they can refer back to that, what we said earlier, they're able to refer back to that, which is what they don't get often in a one-to-one session.
Yeah.
You know, having something to refer back to.
Your recipe books.
Yeah.
Like, I get what he's saying. Like from a PT side,
PT.
you get a session.
Get a session.
Get structure of a session.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You get
you get
I mean, my offer, you get a monthly call, so we've got a monthly accountability call, a weekly check-in, a midweek check-in, structure to your sessions, structure to your meal plan, a change to your meal plan when needed, 2 recipe books, an exercise library, a guidance library with everything on it, an app to have it all in one place that'll link with MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, I think, like you say, the all in one app
into one place. For that one person, all it needs to do is go on the app.
Yeah.
Monday's it. Is what I need to do, and as long as they follow that, the other biggest thing that they get, to be honest, you move all that away, the constant contact with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I've got people that are like, I can't really talk to someone about the gym because no one in the office cares.
Yeah.
I get a cake.
Yeah.
Having someone to just chat to,
Yeah.
like the amount of conversations that you just go into detail, especially like you just started, you'll find once you have people for a good few months and then you build up to like a year with them, you just find out about the life, things that they probably would never have opened up to you about because you're there, you're that person that's so reliable.
They can go to,
You're literally their support that's keeping them going. And you're like, how long have you had some of your clients now?
Since I've been PTing. Like, some of them have been with me years and years and years.
Yeah.
That relationship,
they're like, I'll never leave.
continue to progress, but that's because of how much support you're giving someone.
Yeah.
And I think especially you're very new to it, but once you get going and you'll find things that keep cropping up where you can improve your service.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, like on my checking form is that is there anything else I can improve on within my coaching service? But like I've gone from very basic at the start, and like you add
Google Sheets.
add loads of stuff in. Recently, well, the back end of last year, like a lot of my clients were just like struggling, like not going to say depressed, but struggling mentally, all that sort of stuff, stress at home, stress at work. And I'm not very like in with my emotions that side. Like
We should cry on one of these, didn't we?
I was with my daughter. They'll let me off.
The only time.
I don't cry. I'm not very in with my emotions, and I'm not really the person. Like if someone comes to me with a problem like that, I didn't think I was the best. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say. So in that sense, so what I did, I took on another member of staff. So I've got a lady who works for me now, and we call her my mental health and mindset coach. So the people who are on my premium package, so they get a call with her. So they have all the training, the diet, all through me, the check-ins. They get the calls with me, 2 check-ins a week. All that stuff is with me. And then they'll get a call with her every 4 or 6 weeks. So anything stress related, anything like that, they'll have a call with her. So she covers all that side. So we're covering not just the physical side, but the mental side as well. Because a lot of time when people are struggling mentally, it then affects the training, it affects the nutrition, and then they end up slipping off because they've got so much stress on, but no one to talk to. And like the lady who works for me, like obviously she'll tell me certain parts, but a lot of them are like, well, they'll cry on the phone to her, like they'll let out something I've never heard. Like I didn't know, or like anything.
Because I've done my mental health training at work.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not really.
I think my therapist, I was in a horrible place at the time. And I think because I've gone through all that, I can relate. Yes, I've been well emotional on some calls and finding things out that like you then really understand that person and why they're struggling.
Yeah.
Having that support is the right thing. Like sometimes I will say, this is my advice, please go and seek out a professional. Like you've got someone professionally doing
exactly.
That's fantastic.
That's what I mean.
That's such an in-depth support there.
Yeah.
Like,
not many people offer.
Unblock so much about themselves.
And the difference it makes, like once I've had that call, and then the next time they have that call, she'll like ask how they talk, like how they've been since, like, and it's crazy just from adding that in, just not from just for them as well, but like from client retention as well. It's great because they're not then falling off and thinking, oh, and then it all
the extra value, isn't it?
It's the support and everything, like all wrapped into one. So, but yeah, you'll find as you go deeper and longer into the online coaching, you'll find that if that's a recurring thing that you find, like act on it, because you can only get better with your coaching's only going to get better. You're providing a better service. Your client retention is going to be a lot better as well.
Even just speaking, you're just constantly learning about yourself at your coaching by these little things that crop up. Even if this is only 8 weeks in.
Much like things that you never thought about, and it is like Lee says, you get repetitive things, and that's what I was saying about the like library. Like we set you up well.
You answered the question.
On the app. We got I give them a good structure that I've learned a lot of. Like I said, there's only so much you can prepare at the start. because you've got a set client basis that you want to work with, isn't it? It's
Familiar,
people,
yeah.
because that's the area that you've been through, so you've got a lot of knowledge in and around that. But you'll have then things crop up and questions you thought, well,
I could answer that.
ask that.
Yeah.
Then you put that in your library so people can refer to it, and then you build up this over the years. That's why, like on my app now, then when I showed you, it's like there's so much because you've learned it all, haven't you? And you just, it's, you know, as coaches, I know everything.
Yeah.
I know a lot,
Always learning.
but
You can always
learn, always gaining knowledge, and a lot of the time I gain knowledge from new clients.
Yeah.
You know, like because you go through a journey with them, it's like, wow, okay. Well, next time I have that happen, I know how to deal with that in an even better way for the next person.
And that's it. It's just experience. Like working with so many different people. Like I've got clients fucking in Dubai, Australia, like all over. And like I'm from like if I'm in a gym, PT, just be from people in Beeston where I used to fucking, it's mad. So there's
no limit.
Working with anyone around the world. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. So, but yeah, like little things like that, just the small improvements. I only used to do one check-in a week, like when I first did it on a Saturday. And then people used to fucking binge like mad because they're checking on Saturday, like I said, and then they'd have whatever, Saturday, Sunday. So I put then a check-in on a Monday, and I'm like, just a little accountability check-in so they don't go mental. And it works a treat.
That'd just be like a message. Just
so that I'd just give them a little check-in form, saying, how's the weekend gone? Give a rough like outline of how your weekend's been. Have you been on plan? Send me your weight. So you know how, if they have gone crazy, obviously they're going to have a big spike in the weight.
Yeah.
If they haven't, they've kept it relatively clean. And if you need any help with anything, just little, something like that, send it on, every client sends it on a Monday morning. Works great. So just little finer details like that, where you're just adding service to keep someone on plan to get them to their goal quicker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge at the start, definitely. Yeah. Like I know when I started out, like I say, mine was Google Sheets. Did it with friends, people that I knew. I was like, right, I know I've got knowledge in and around the area, but just taking someone through an online journey compared to an in-person journey, it's just learning how to take them through that journey properly and really push them and keep them accountable and reach out to them. And I find the big one, I was happy helping you set up because I know you care about people. There's a lot of online coaches at the moment and people may have worked with them, and that's why
they don't give a shit.
They don't care. They just want to charge people out. People message me, should I become an online coach? You're like, well, you got any PT qualifications? Why do you want to do it? I just want some extra money.
Yeah.
And, not the right reason. Industry is ruined by that.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a lot of people that would be scared to work with a coach. But if you provide a proper service to people, I've had clients, like I say, like they'll stay with me for over a year, like because I'm giving them the right service, I'm helping them with the goal, I'm giving them the guidance and support. It's the only reason I do it is because I like to see people develop. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons, I think online coaching surpasses one-to-one massively.
Yeah.
Besides giving someone the starting point if they really, really need it. And if they were like that, I would just say, go and find a one-to-one PT. Go and
a lot of PT though is
if you really need it, but
like a lot of PT is quite expensive. Not expensive for what, but it's expensive for what you get. Technically, you're kind of paying for time. You're paying for someone's time at the end of the day, but compared to what you get with online coaching,
you imagine like what you realistically should charge for the amount that you give. If it was a one-to-one person charges that for all, like if they listed all night a one-to-one PT session, I'm going to give you this.
Yeah.
You'd be talking silly money.
Yeah.
But because like, you know, you're all set into such a great system in a way, value for money is ridiculous. I haven't seen that anyway.
Yeah.
And for you as well, if you transitioned fully to online, like you're working on your time, like not the gym's time. Like when I used to PT, I was doing split shifts pretty much every day before people went to work. When people finished work, I'd train in the middle of the day. My day was just fucking rammed till the moment I got up to like 9 o'clock at night. So, and then from going to online, and I'll pretty much work when I want.
Go to the gym when
remote. When I want. Set my hours when people check in around my lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is something that even so, like, set that accountability with your clients from the set. Like, I wish I would have been more on that at the very start. Like, I think I was quite lenient at the start because it's like, I don't want to lose anyone. I don't want to say something to like annoy someone at the start. And it's like just building like they've come to you. because they need that support. They need so they're going to follow this system because I'm going to make sure that I get them the transformation that they want. So this is the way that we're going to do it.
Yeah, you're taking the reins.
And understanding people will miss a check-in at some point.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah,
Obviously, if people miss a check-in and they'll say, "Oh, can I check in the next day?" I'm like, yeah, obviously, I'd rather you check in than not check in at all. But you're probably not going to get a leaving reply because, for me now with my daughter, my work is kind of structured around when we've got childcare and stuff like that. I like my weekends with my daughter.
I have a set day for check-ins, and I'm busy with work.
They're not checking in on that day.
They're not going to get a good feedback. I give them the 24-hour opportunity. That's why I said to you, give people the day before to check in. They've got that whole day to check in. It's not like you check in a feedback on that day.
Yeah,
I'm giving you 24 hours to get a check-in in. If you care about your transformation, we've been messaging all week about you. I speak to them throughout the week. If you really want this transformation,
I think that midweek
the opportunity is then also on them because that's the accountability from their side of things. If they're not willing to do a check-in, do they really want that transformation? I'll pull that up on the monthly call. All right, okay, well, this is what we said we wanted to be here. Setting a milestone. This is where we needed to be.
Yeah.
Why are we not here? And then I'll break down the month on the monthly call. Okay, so we did this. How can we change it next month? What's the goal for next month? How are we going to get you to that point? And again, that's the online coaching side of things that I think one-to-one just misses.
Yeah. 100%.
It's just you pay for a 12-week course and then that's it. The online coaching with the amount of education that you give someone, I know when people leave me, they're so much more educated. They can crack on.
Yeah. It's controlling the variables outside of the gym sessions, isn't it, really? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I think I'll be back on in the future one. It'll be interesting on it because next time you're on, you'll be a good few months in. So, touch basis upon some of the things that we touched upon today. See what else you've learned. See what situations.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I think if you can take anything away from this episode is the amount that you can really gain from having someone supporting you online and how much more progress, education and understanding you're going to gain from that.